Arriving at the weapon refining area of the Divine City, Mr. Yin was already waiting. I sent a message to Mr. Yin in advance, and Mr. Yin said he was not busy now, so Lin Moyu came over. Lin Moyu knows that Mr. Yin is a very busy man. As long as there is a difficult job of refining weapons in the human race, Mr. Yin will do it. Mr. Yin has worked very hard in the field of weapon refining, and it is very possible for him to become a saint by refining weapons. At this moment, Yin Lao seems to be not much different from the Holy Lord. Yin Jia, I'm here to trouble you again. Lin Moyu said with a smile, very politely. Yin Lao waved his hand and said, Tell me, what weird things are you going to practice this time? Lin Moyu said, I won't practice anything this time. There are two things that I need to trouble Lao Yin to repair. Old Yin frowned slightly. What to repair? Lin Moyu took out his warship and the lizard god war palace. The two magic weapons were not unfolded, but were slowly rotating in Lin Moyu's palm. That's all. The first time Yin Lao saw the battleship, he had repaired it before, so he naturally recognized it. Yin Lao knew the capabilities of the battleship clearly. It's broken like this. Even the space formation has been destroyed. It seems that you have encountered a strong enemy. Then he looked at the lizard god's war palace, his eyes suddenly shining. This is the golden lizard palace of the bronze lizard king. Lin Moyu smiled and said, Actually, it's called the lizard god war palace. It was made by human weapon refiners for the bronze lizard clan in ancient times. It's actually a thing of my human family. Mr. Yin whispered, No wonder, it looks familiar to me. If it was made by the human race, there should be a human core hidden in it. Lin Moyu immediately flattered him. Yin Lao is indeed the #1 person in the world who refines weapons. He has an unparalleled discernment and indeed has a hidden core. Yin Lao didn't care about Lin Moyu's flattery. At this moment, he stared at the god war camp without blinking. The lizard god's war palace is the masterpiece of an ancient weapon refiner, and the process of its restoration is also a learning process. Advertisement. The weapon refiners of ancient times must have been stronger than those of today. Perhaps the lizard god war palace was created by a certain supreme weapon refiner. For Mr. Yin, no treasure could compare to it. Lin Moyu tried to ask, Old Yin, can you cultivate? Mr. Yin immediately said, Of course you can. I've accepted this business, and I can promise you that as long as I have the materials, I won't charge you any money. No charge? Lin Moyu had originally planned to make a lot of contributions to the Divine City. After all, this was an ancient thing, and the materials needed to reach the other side were also very precious. But unexpectedly, Mr. Yin actually agreed to collect it for free. Lin Moyu couldn't help but ask, If Mr. Yin has any other requests, feel free to ask. Mr. Yin chuckled, You are very smart. My request is that you cannot set a time limit. While I want to repair it, I must study it carefully. Of course, I also know that you are going out. I can repair your battleship for you within 3 days, and it is also free of charge. Lin Moyu was a little dumbfounded, but he didn't expect that in the end he would get the glory of the lizard god war palace. Yin Lao had this request, and Lin Moyu naturally agreed. Moreover, the lizard god war palace is not very useful to Lin Moyu, it is just for fun. Lin Moyu handed over his battleship and the lizard god war palace to Yin Lao, then please leave it to Yin Lao. He walked aside and sat down without disturbing Mr. Yin. Yin Lao immediately started work. The first thing he repaired was the battleship. After repairing the battleship, he quickly told Lin Moyu to get out. As for the lizard god war palace, he would slowly cultivate and study it. Lin Moyu couldn't help but laugh when he saw it. How could he not guess what Yin Lao was thinking? Yin Lao's performance was too obvious, like a child who got a gift, and his eagerness was too obvious. Lin Moyu naturally didn't say anything, his mind sank into his soul. The soul is still drawing the world-burning talisman. The world-burning talisman appears again and again, and collapses and disappears again and again. In these days, I don't know how many times I have drawn the world-burning talisman, tens of thousands of times. Advertisement. But never once was it successful. Every time it was done there were flaws. It obviously looks exactly the same, but there is something wrong. Even Lin Moyu is so patient, but he is a little anxious at the moment. What's the problem? Lin Moyu thought in his mind. He felt that it was not that he drew it wrong, but that he failed to grasp some key points. According to what the mysterious master said, after the world-burning talisman is successfully drawn, it can be turned into a world-burning fire seed, which is born to refine the world. Lin Moyu was very sure that he had drawn the world-burning talisman perfectly, but he just couldn't succeed. What's the difference? Lin Moyu started from the beginning of drawing the runes and investigated them bit by bit. There is no problem with soul power. There's nothing wrong with the technique. Could it be that this rune cannot be drawn in the soul world? Lin Moyu's heart moved. He raised one hand and began to draw the world-burning talisman in reality. The soul power flows into the fingers, using the fingers as a pen and the soul as ink. A world-burning talisman appears seconds later. The world-burning talisman is perfect and looks indescribably beautiful. It looks like a ball of flame from a distance, beating continuously along with space and time. But the next second, the world-burning talisman burned automatically and the flame went out. It failed again. What is missing? Lin Moyu fell into deep thought. Ever since he started learning runes, no runes have been able to stump him. Even if it's an ancient talisman, I can't learn to draw it just because I'm not advanced enough. As long as the realm is reached, the ancient talisman cannot stop him. But the world-burning talisman really stumped me. This rune doesn't seem to be very difficult, much simpler than gut. Advertisement. But Lin Moyu couldn't draw it successfully. The problem is not with the drawing process, nor with the soul power, nor with the real world of the soul world. So what's the problem? A strange aura rose up from Lin Moyu's body, his luck soared, white mist lingered above his head, and bursts of dragon roars could be heard. Raising his luck to the highest level, Lin Moyu drew the world-burning talisman again. In desperation, Lin Moyu decided to use luck to try to find out the problem. The world-burning talisman was drawn in the soul's hand, and then after 3 seconds, it self-destructed again. Lin Moyu's soul slowly spoke. It seems that something is different. It lasted 1 second before, this time it lasted 3 seconds. Is it because of luck? Lin Moyu thought, and he seemed to have grasped something. Then he drew, moved several times, although they all ended in failure, but the world-burning talisman can exist for the main second every time. An improvement compared to before. Lin Moyu gradually found the clues, and then like lightning flashed across his soul, he finally understood. The world-burning talisman is not a pure rune, it requires a strong external calendar. There are many kinds of external forces. One is soul power, which is the fundamental power to draw the world-burning talisman. The second external force is the power of the void. I don't have control over the power of the void, but I have the explosive luck technique. The explosive luck technique brings me a trace of the virtual power. The third kind of power is the power of reality. The world-burning talisman can turn into the world-burning fire seed, so he needs an introduction that can make him become the world-burning fire seed. Then use this. Lin Moyu's soul was blessed, and a ball of flame appeared in his soul's hand, a gray immortal flame. Compared to soul fire, Lin Moyu feels that immortal flame is more suitable. The soul power is injected into the immortal flame, the two powers merge with each other, and the world-burning talisman begins to be drawn again. The immortal flame serves as the real power, and luck serves as the imaginary power. The soul power serves as the leader, fusing the real and virtual forces together to form a special kind of power that Lin Moyu cannot describe. When the world-burning talisman began to be drawn, Lin Moyu felt the difference. This time, the world-burning talisman seems to have some kind of life experience. Lin Moyu felt that what he drew was not an ordinary rune, nor a basic rune, nor an advanced rune, nor an ancient rune. It seems to be another level of existence. This feeling is very magical. Even with Lin Moyu's experience, it still feels magical. When the world-burning talisman was drawn, he vaguely heard the heartbeat coming from burning world. In the center of the world-burning talisman, there is a weak flame growing. Lin Moyu was so blessed that he raised his hand and pressed it on the center of the world-burning talisman, where the flames grew. Soul power is wrapped in immortal flames and illusory luck, and is continuously injected into it. The world-burning talisman began to burn, collapsing inwards and shrinking, while the flames in the center began to grow vigorously. It's done. Lin Moyu was a little excited. He watched with his own eyes all the world-burning talismans retracted into the flames, and then the flames bloomed with brilliance and stabilized completely. The world-burning fire has become burning 203 in the soul world. A ball of flame in Tian is no bigger than a fist, but it contains the power to burn the world. Lin Moyu admired the mysterious master's methods extremely. Apart from admiration, there was also a hint of fear. Advertisement. The moment the world-burning fire was formed, Lin Moyu suddenly realized that every step he took seemed to be within the other party's calculations. The world-burning fire requires the power of Su, and the power of Su is beyond the reach of ordinary people. How did the mysterious master who was separated by millions of years be sure that he could contact the Emperor of Su's power? Did he even calculate that I got the explosive luck technique, or was he just taking a gamble? If you can even count the explosive luck technique, it would be too terrifying. Gamble, a million-year gamble, is there any chance of winning? Lin Moyu looked at the burning world fire seed and had various thoughts in his mind. His mood was very complicated for a while. The branches of the world tree hang down, injecting soul power into the world-burning fire. After the world-burning fire is formed, it needs to be continuously fed with soul power to make it grow, and eventually reach the point where it can burn the world. This kind of work does not require the soul to do it personally. Yggdrasil can do it for you. During this period of time, World Tree continued to absorb the power of world crystals, and seemed to have grown a bit. The flowers and fruits on the World Tree have not changed much, and they still have a long time to mature. The growth of the World Tree is very slow, but fortunately it is always growing and will mature sooner or later. Returning to consciousness, Lin Moyu's mouth showed a hint of joy. The world-burning talisman was drawn successfully, and he was in a very good mood. He looked at Yen Lao, who was busy. Every movement of Yen Lao was like art, full of the charm of Tao. The battleship was enlarged a bit and was not fully deployed. Yen Lao's laws are like needle and thread, repairing every gap in the battleship. This subtle technique can be compared with other races. Lin Moyu was fascinated by what he saw and felt that Yen Lao's weapon refining technique was similar to that of drawing runes. All laws return to synthesis, and all paths return to their source. Lin Moyu thought of the Great World runes. All the laws and thousands of avenues in the Great World are actually from the same origin and come from the Great World runes. Advertisement. There is an illusion growing. Lin Moyu feels that if he practices Yen Lao's weapon refining method, he can quickly get started and make rapid progress. Inexplicably, Lin Moyu seemed to be familiar with the art of weapon refining. Strange, it doesn't matter that I'm talented in runes, but am I also talented in the art of refining wealth? Lin Moyu thinks it's unlikely. Although it is said that all paths return to the source, at the beginning of cultivation, each path is different. This is like rivers, streams, and underground rivers, which may eventually merge into the sea. But in the process, they are all different. Even top geniuses are often good at only one kind of skill, not many. But Lin Moyu found that he didn't seem to be like this. He seemed to be very talented no matter which path he took. Lin Moyu thought that he had just arrived in the big world and personally refined a soul suit for himself. The soul clothing is very low level, but looking back now, it seems that it didn't take much effort to refine this soul clothing. Other weapon refiners will experience failure again and again at the beginning of their studies. But I have never experienced any failure. As for elixir refining, Lin Moyu has never formally refined elixirs, but Lin Moyu has read a lot of information about elixirs and doesn't think it is difficult. Lin Moyu couldn't help but look weird. He seemed a little abnormal. "Boy Lin, what are you thinking about?" Yin Lao's voice exploded in his ears, and at the same time there was a blazing high temperature hitting his face. Yin Huo's whole body was shrouded in flames. She had just finished refining the weapon, and even the fire had not dissipated. Her words were like an explosion. Lin Moyu concentrated his mind and smiled and said, "It's nothing. I just think that Yin Lao's weapon refining techniques are very exquisite, and this junior is a little fascinated by it." Mr. Yin showed an expression that said, "I believe you are a ghost. Stop flattering me. I won't do this. This is your battleship. Next, I will concentrate on studying the Lizard God War Palace. Please don't disturb me." Advertisement. I will tell you when I have thoroughly researched it. Don't worry, I won't take anything from you and not return it. Yin Lao spoke hurriedly, blocking Lin Moyu's words, and at the same time he also meant to drive people away. Lin Moyu immediately understood the meaning of Yin Lao's words and put away the repaired warship. "Then I won't disturb Lao Yin. Lao Yin will study slowly, and I will not be in a hurry." Lin Moyu turned around and left without showing any nostalgia at all. He is indeed not in a hurry. The Lizard God War Palace has lost most of its functions, and its combat capabilities have been greatly weakened. Now it is equivalent to half a step to the other side. For Lin Moyu, whether there is a Lizard God War Palace or not has little impact on his strength. Not long after Lin Moyu left, he saw a ball of flame rising into the sky and covering less than half of the weapon refining area. The flame sealed off the area where Yin Lao was, and no one was allowed to enter. Yin Lao began to retreat to study the Lizard God War Palace. Lin Moyu hopes that Yin Lao can research something, preferably by using the Lizard God War Palace to build a world of rules in one fell swoop and step into the Holy Master. In this way, the human race will have a master of weapon refining in the Holy Realm. Having one more Holy Lord is a great thing for the human race. No one can say what the future will bring. According to Tianqingzuan's fugue, the big world is currently very close to another world, and we might encounter it one day. If the opponent is strong, the world will be in great trouble. In this case, one's own strength becomes particularly important. What's more, the human race will have to fight against various races and eradicate the alien races one by one, which requires strength. Lin Moyu did not stay. He also left the Divine City, took out the newly repaired battleship, and disappeared into the starry sky in an instant. The battleship entered deep space and flew towards its destination. Lin Moyu is going to get the third inheritance left by the Holy Talisman Tianzuan. The inheritance of Holy Talisman Tianzuan is scattered all over the place, one after another. Only after completing the previous one can you get the information for the next one. For Holy Talisman Tianzuan, this is also a test. If you fail, you will not be eligible to receive his inheritance. The third inheritance position is located between the primary area and the peripheral area. He was able to reach the space cave so quickly before because he was rushing to the outer area at that time and the distance was relatively close. This time, no one should bother me. Lin Moyu once again sank his consciousness into his soul and began to receive the inheritance of the Starlight Supreme again. He had been disturbed time and time again before, and later because of the affairs of the Starfire clan, the Bronze Lizard clan, and the appearance of the world-burning talisman. Lin Moyu has never had time to study inheritance properly, but now he finally has some time. Pieces of inherited information came over, and Lin Moyu quickly accepted and digested it, transforming it into his own understanding. Each law is profound and profound, has infinite mysteries, and can undergo various evolutions. The same is true for the Starlight Law as a law in the second echelon. However, this Starlight Supreme inheritance is not that complicated. He simplifies the complex, integrates the laws, and condenses the thousands of changes in the laws. In the end, among all his inheritance, there were only 3 functions of the Starlight Law. The first is attack, using the Starlight Law to attack the enemy. This is also the most common ability of various laws. The attack power of the Starlight Law is not powerful, but its advantage is that it consumes very little and is ever-changing. However, this Supreme Master integrated the attack methods of the Starlight Law together and finally formed a spell. The technique is called Changha Fall, and the way it is performed is extremely astonishing. It turns the Starlight Law galaxy into a weapon and directly smashes it against the enemy. Make full use of the power of the Law Galaxy to explode with amazing attack power. The second type is defense. The Starlight Law has no advantage in defense. However, the Supreme Lord also uses the Law Galaxy to turn the Law Galaxy into a world to cover itself, which can gain strong defensive power. Whether it is offense or defense, it shows the power of this Supreme Being. Advertisement. But what Lin Moyu likes the most is the third method, which is called the Starlight Refining Method in the Inheritance. Using the Starlight Law to condense starlight into stars, and place stars into the World of Rules can help the World of Rules become stronger. Especially in the Other Side realm, in the early stage of condensing the World of Rules. Using Starlight Refining, a more powerful World of Rules can be created. The Rules world is divided into 3 levels: garbage, ordinary, and perfect. Using the Starlight Refining technique, we can at least bring the World of Rules to an ordinary level without turning it into garbage. It is possible to enter the Supreme Realm in the world of ordinary levels of rules. In terms of offense and defense, Lin Moyu doesn't pay much attention to it. Starlight Refining is exactly what Lin Moyu wants. After accepting the inheritance, Lin Moyu couldn't wait to try the Starlight Refining method. The sooner you start Starlight Refining, the better. Now that your World of Rules has just begun to take shape, if you can get the help of Starlight Refining, it will be of great benefit in the future. Coupled with the existence of world crystals, Lin Moyu is a little more confident in building a world of perfect rules. In the words of the mysterious master, building a world of perfect rules is the most important thing. The reason why I left the Xingho clan at that time was to crystallize the world for me and help me build a world of perfect rules. But with world crystallization, it is not necessarily possible to build a world of perfect rules. Lin Moyu was only less than 50% sure. Now that he has Starlight Refining Hua, his confidence has increased by 10% to at least 60%. This certainty is not small. After all, in the world of perfect rules, even in ancient times, there are only a handful of them. That is the mark of the strongest Supreme, and also a stepping stone to the Heavenly Supreme. Thousands of stars gathered from all directions, and Lin Moyu's body began to shine with a hazy light. Lin Moyu floated up automatically, and a surging river appeared under his feet. Countless starlight passed through Lin Moyu's body and flowed into the Starlight Law Galaxy. These starlights are condensed in the galaxy of laws, becoming more pure, refining all impurities, and finally into the soul, and are condensed into a small star in the soul world. Advertisement. Use yourself as the medium and rely on the power of the Starlight Law to gather the stars. This is the Starlight Refining technique created by the Supreme Being. Time passed day by day, and 10 days later, a small star composed entirely of starlight was already shining in the soul world. The starlight slowly flew up and flew deep into the soul world, where it shone brightly. In the soul world, there are originally many magical white stars. And now, there is another much smaller star. The magic white star is like a star, and this star is like a planet, and the two complement each other. The soul world seems to have a little more vitality. Starlight fell, and Lin Moyu felt that his soul world was slightly strengthened. It really works. Lin Moyu sensed this change keenly. The effect of a star is not too strong, but it is good if it has an effect. In the Starlight Refining method, 1 star is indeed nothing. 100 stars can basically guarantee that the rules world constructed will not become the worst garbage. 0, please give me flowers. If there could be thousands, tens of thousands, or even billions of stars like this. Lin Moyu feels that his world is perfect and there are no problems. Thank you, Lin Moyu said softly. The Supreme Being has no name, and the name of this Supreme Being is never mentioned in the inheritance from beginning to end. But Lin Moyu has been left a legacy, and the least he can do is say thank you. While thanking this Supreme Being, Lin Moyu also thanked the standing holy talisman Tianzuan. Without him, he would not have received this inheritance. No matter who it is, Lin Moyu will remember it as long as he is kind to himself. Advertisement. At this moment, the battleship had stopped long ago and escaped from deep space. Without Lin Moyu's control, the battleship is flying aimlessly in the starry sky. 0. We had arrived near our destination a few days ago, but now we were flying a little further. Lin Moyu left the battleship and walked forward in the starry sky based on the laws of the galaxy. He multitasked and continued to use the starlight refining technique to condense the stars. The first time it took 10 days, but Lin Moyu knew that as his proficiency increased, the time to condense the stars could be shortened. After being completely skilled, one can even condense 2 or even several stars at once. Lin Moyu walked towards the third inheritance place. His figure kept flashing in the starry sky. Each step was 30 million kilometers. The Starlight Law Galaxy under your feet always exists, and the starlight refining method never stops for a moment. Multitasking is too easy for Lin Moyu and has almost no impact. While moving forward, Lin Moyu began to check relevant information. At this moment, he began to focus on 3 tasks, and there was still no pressure at all. Special Secret Realm, Wooden Mysterious Realm. The Secret Realm is opened every 100 years, and there are still 3 years until the next opening. Information related to the Secret Realm was written down one by Lin Moyu. After reading the information on the Human Emperor Network, I started to call the information in the Secret Realm Strategy Group. This has become Lin Moyu's habit. Before entering the Secret Realm, he must first read the information thoroughly and be aware of it. This time, the Secret Realm is somewhat special. Although it is located in the peripheral area, the difficulty is far higher than that of the Secret Realm in the peripheral area. Moreover, the level limit is also above the Divine Realm. It can be said that outside of high-level areas, there are very few high-difficulty secret realms like this. Every time the Secret Realm is opened, a large number of people come in from other areas. Between the peripheral area and the primary area, a huge vortex is slowly rotating. It rotates very slowly, but its momentum is not small. Every rotation is accompanied by a huge roar, and at the same time there will be huge energy fluctuations. A lot of energy in the starry sky was absorbed by it. Outside it, cultivators have already arrived. The Wood Mystery Realm opens every 100 years, and its entrance will appear in the starry sky 3 years before it opens. Whenever the entrance appears, many gods from various areas of the city will come and gather together. They want to enter the mysterious realm of wood and look for opportunities. In the Divine City, most of the secret realms exist to train cultivators, but when they reach the Divine Realm, they no longer need to exercise. During the thousands of years of cultivation, most of what should be experienced have been experienced, and many gods have gone to outer battlefields or taken risks outside the star field and have very rich experience. For the deity, what is more important is opportunity. This is the case in the Xuanqing Secret Realm, where those gods who practice the Starlight Law can obtain the materials needed for cultivation and improve their realm. The same is true for the Wood Mystery Realm. In the Wood Mystery Realm, you can get the Wood God Flower. The Wood God Flower can enhance the realm of the soul. For the god, the realm of the soul is naturally the top priority. At this time when physical cultivation is weak, all ways to improve the realm of the soul are the best treasures. Therefore, every time the Moon Mysterious Realm opens, it will attract the great god. Moreover, the Moon Mystic Realm is extremely special, and the number of people who can enter it each time it is opened is limited. Advertisement. Once it is full, latecomers will not be able to enter and will need to queue up for the next round, which lasts for 100 years. For the sake of fairness, every time 3 years before the secret realm opens, the god who wants to enter the secret realm will come here and start a competition to finally decide who can enter. Over the years, the competition has formed a mature set of rules, and the entire process is managed by Renhuang Network and is very fair. After checking the information about Mu Mystic Realm, Lin Moyu had a strange look in his eyes. The secret realm is divided into 3 levels of difficulty, corresponding to the low, middle, and high levels in the God Lord. The price of wood god flowers in each difficulty level is also different. They are also low, medium, and high level. Thousands of people can enter each difficulty level, and unlike other secret realms, thousands of people can meet each other in the same secret realm. This kind of rules, how are they similar to dungeons? Lin Moyu thought of the dungeons in the small world, which were divided into difficulty levels such as normal, hard, and hell. Different levels of difficulty will give different levels of rewards. The Wooden Mystery Realm seems to have many similarities with the dungeon. Lin Moyu doesn't know much more information than those gods. He knew that the Wood Mystic Realm also evolved from a core rune of the ancient warrior, and that the Holy Talisman Tianzuan also specially changed this rune. The rules of the secret realm were also formulated by Holy Talisman Tianzuan himself. Holy Talisman Tianzuan changed the runes to formulate the rules of the secret realm, and left a part of his inheritance inside, waiting for others to obtain it. However, no one else knows how to obtain this inheritance, but Lin Moyu knows it. But the rules are unified. Over the years, if someone accidentally breaks the rules, they have been passed down. Lin Moyu analyzed it and felt that although this possibility is unlikely, it is not impossible. It can be seen that the arrangement of the Holy Talisman Tianzuan is still slightly inferior to that of the Mysterious Master. Lin Moyu came to the vicinity of the Mu Mysterious Realm and saw the secret realm from a distance. At the same time, he also sensed powerful auras. In the starry sky, the sun constellation formation has been completed. Advertisement. These formations enclose a large swath of starry sky, forming an arena-like place that is managed uniformly by the Human Emperor Network. Gods who want to enter the secret realm will compete here, and only the winner can enter. Lin Moyu arrived silently. He was very low-key and did not say hello to any of the gods. But it still attracted the attention of many gods, mainly because he was too famous and because of his strange current state. Lin Moyu stepped down a law galaxy, looking a bit like flying with a sword. Others have the laws of the galaxy on their heads, but there is no one like Lin Moyu who has the laws of the galaxy under his feet. It's Lin Moyu. How can he step on the law galaxy? I didn't expect him to come to Mu Mystic Realm. Unfortunately, Mu Mystic Realm has strict restrictions on realms. Yes, although he has amazing combat power, according to the rules, he can only enter the low-level difficulty. Actually, he shouldn't come. The Mu Mystic Realm is of little use to him. Even if he wants to come, he has to wait until he becomes a high-level god. Yes, if he reaches a high-level god, it is possible to clear the secret realm and obtain the Wood God Flower King. In the mysterious realm of wood, there is a supreme flower called the Wood God Flower King. The Wood God Cow will appear in high-level difficulty, but no one can get it. It is said that you can only get it after clearing the secret realm. In the eyes of these gods, although Lin Moyu is very strong, he is limited by his realm and cannot truly clear the secret realm and obtain the Wood God Cow. But the appearance of Lin Moyu also changed the number of people in the low-level difficulty from 1,000 to 999. After all, Lin Moyu can even clear high-level secret realms, so there is no doubt about his combat power. Everyone was talking about Lin Moyu, and at the same time, some people were saying hello to Lin Moyu. Most deities have good intentions toward influential figures like Lin Moyu. Mr. Lin. A familiar voice came. Lin Moyu looked over and saw Yu Chengfeng and several other Yu family members. Advertisement. These people have all fought side by side with him in the Dark Void, and they can be regarded as comrades in arms. Lin Moyu smiled and said hello, Senior Yu is here too. Yu Chengfeng came over on his own initiative, come here and try your luck, but it's hard to say whether you can get in. The Yuching Wind God is at the 8th level, and his strength is not bad, but there are many high-level gods here, and there are still people coming, so he can't guarantee that he can get in. Lin Moyu felt the aura of Yu Chengfeng. Senior Yu seems to be not far from a breakthrough. Yu Chengfeng said, "It's really only a little bit close. As long as we can get in this time and get a wood god flower, we can break through. If there were no Mu Shenhua, it would be enough to go into seclusion for decades." Yu Cheng has an elegant temperament and looks like a scholar when he is not using his hands. He didn't speak hastily or slowly. He sounded very calm and not in a hurry. It would be best if you can get in, but it doesn't matter if you can't. But the several 3.7 Yuji gods who were with him were obviously more urgent. They all wanted to enter the secret realm and obtain the wood god flower. Yu Chengfeng said, "Mr. Lin's visit this time is unexpected. With Mr. Lin's level, the wood god flower should be useless to Mr. Lin." Yu Chengfeng probably knew something about Lin Moyu, and knew that Lin Moyu's soul state was unusually high, so he asked this question. Lin Moyu smiled and said, "I'm not here just for the wooden flower." Yu Chengfeng was a little surprised and asked doubtfully, "Could it be that your target is the wood god cow?" Lin Moyu smiled and did not answer. "It's hard to say whether wood god king flower is useful to me. But the goal of my trip is indeed not the wood god flower, but something hidden in the deepest part of the secret realm, which is far more precious than the wood god flower." Yu Chengfeng did not ask further questions, but instead said that the competition will not start until one more time. Lin Moyu glanced towards the distance, then winked at Yu Chengfeng, "Follow me." Lin Moyu flew towards the entrance of the secret realm. Yu Chengfeng was stunned for a moment, and then immediately said, "Follow me." The several members of the Yu family who were with him all followed him immediately and followed him. The vortex at the entrance to the secret realm is extremely huge, like a star, slowly rotating in the starry sky. Every turn can absorb huge amounts of force. Lin Moyu came to a stop 100,000 meters away from the entrance of the secret realm. He could no longer get closer. Before the secret realm opens, you can only come here. If you continue to get closer, you will be blocked by the power of the secret realm. Some people have tried to break in, but all ended in failure without exception. Lin Moyu naturally knew that it would be impossible to successfully break in. Those were the rules set by the Holy Talisman. Let alone the Divine Lord, even if the Holy Lord came, there would be nothing he could do. There is a layer of supreme between Tianzuan and Qingzuan, and the difference in strength between the two is incalculable. Tianzuan's little trick is an unsolvable problem for Holy Zun. The 7 Yu Chengfeng people followed Lin Moyu without saying anything. They didn't know what Lin Moyu was going to do, but they also knew that Lin Moyu was full of mystery and his various methods were very magical. Yu Chengfeng had some vague guesses in his heart, and his eyes couldn't help but reveal surprise. "Could it be that, sir, there is a way?" Lin Moyu smiled slightly. "I will send you in 04. As he spoke, he tapped his fingers and drew the runes on the spot. Since Holy Talisman Tianzuan specified that he should come to a mysterious realm, he would not let Lin Moyu wait for hundreds of years. No matter what state the secret realm is in, even if it is not revealed, Shengzai Tianzuan has a way to let Lin Moyu enter. Now there are still 3 years until the secret realm opens, and the secret realm has been revealed, so it becomes easier. Lin Moyu followed the method left by the Holy Talisman Tianzuan and drew a rune that looked extremely complicated. The rune sparkled in Lin Moyu's hands and looked beautiful. Yu Chengfeng exclaimed, "I didn't expect Mr. Lin to be a talisman master." Advertisement. Lin Moyu said, "Just doing some random research." Yu Chengfeng said, "Mr. Lin is being humble. The runes are profound and profound. Although Chengfeng doesn't understand them, he has also had contact with the runes masters. Those runes masters are not as good as Mr. Lin. Lin Moyu's technique of drawing runes is indeed beyond the comparison of ordinary spell masters. That kind of naturalness can be felt completely by Yu Chengfeng." Lin Moyu activated the rune, and the rune immediately shot out a white light that passed through a distance of 100,000 meters and reflected on the secret vortex. The secret vortex made a roar, and its rotation speed suddenly accelerated a lot. The white light of the runes turned into a passage, and Lin Moyu said, "Go in." Without any hesitation, Yu Chengfeng waved his hand, "Definitely." The 6 people behind him immediately flew into the passage, and at the same time Yu Chengfeng handed over to Lin Moyu, "Thank you, Mr. Lin." Although he was the leader of the 7, he was the last to enter. Lin Moyu also entered the passage. After he entered, the passage also closed and disappeared. This action attracted the attention of the gods in the distance. How could they get past it? The secret realm has been opened in advance? Impossible. How can it be opened in advance? The more mysterious realm has been there for many years and it has never changed. Some people didn't believe it and immediately flew to the secret realm, only to be stopped by an invisible force 100,000 meters away. They could see that Lin Moyu and others had arrived in front of the secret realm, but they were blocked outside. A group of gods looked puzzled and couldn't understand. It should be Lin Moyu. I just saw him draw a rune. He used the rune to open the passage. I didn't expect that Lin Moyu is actually a talisman master, but it's not surprising when you think about it. The secret realm is originally related to runes, and talisman masters will have a certain advantage. It seems that his ability to pass the secret realm is also related to his identity as a talisman master. Advertisement. I don't think it matters much. There are many talisman masters, and I haven't seen anyone clearing the secret realm easily. There was a talisman master among the deities present. The talisman master's eyes flickered and he whispered, "He is different from other talisman masters." Some people wonder, what's the difference? He is the honorary president of our Talisman Master Association, and he has been kind to us. All of us must respectfully call him Master Lin. As soon as these words came out, all the gods present were in an uproar. It is not surprising that Lin Moyu is a talisman master. Many gods have other identities. There were weapon refiners, alchemy masters, and formation masters present. However, Lin Moyu is not only a talisman master, but also the honorary president of the Talisman Masters Association. He has a great kindness to the talisman masters and is respectfully called Master Lin by the talisman masters. In this way, the meaning is completely different, indicating that Lin Moyu has reached the pinnacle of this journey. It is incredible to think that a cultivator of the 2nd level of the Divine Lord can reach the pinnacle of runes. Many people don't believe it, but they have to believe it. The fact is that Lin Moyu used runes to clear the way and came directly to the entrance of the secret realm. He did not have to wait for the secret realm to open like them, nor did he need to wait for the competition to be selected. There are 7 people from Yu Chengfeng, plus 1 person from Lin Moyu, for a total of 8 people. Now among the 7 people in Yu Chengfeng, 3 were shrouded in dim light and disappeared into the secret realm. Then 3 more people were similarly shrouded in light and entered the secret realm. Then they saw Yu Chengfeng bowing to Lin Moyu, and he was enveloped in a faint light and entered the secret realm. Lin Moyu was the last one to enter. After he entered, the secret realm returned to its normal state, still rotating slowly. Watching them enter with my own eyes, someone suddenly said, "Do you think Lin Moyu will clear the secret realm again this time?" It's difficult. His level is too low. He can only enter the low-level difficulty and it's impossible to pass the level. I don't think it's possible, but he is Lin Moyu, it feels a bit hard to say. If he passes the level and the secret realm disappears, the wood god flower will also be gone. Advertisement. That doesn't matter. It only means that Mu Shenhua has no fate with us. I'm a bit conflicted, just let it go. Some people hope that Lin Moyu can pass the level, but some people don't hope because they will lose Mu Shenhua. Everyone has their own ideas, but it has nothing to do with Lin Moyu. In the secret place, birds are singing and flowers are fragrant. Lin Moyu is in the dense forest, looking at the warm sun above his head. The warm 540-degree sunlight falls from the interlaced leaves, forming strips of light, which is very beautiful. Because the secret realm has not been officially opened, the Human Emperor Network has not released corresponding tasks. Lin Moyu sent out the Skeleton General as usual and began to explore the secret realm. He really wants to clear the level. To obtain the core runes, he must clear the secret meaning. At the same time, he also wanted to obtain the third inheritance left by the Holy Talisman Tianzuan. The first inheritance was given to an ancient box, and I didn't know what was inside. The second inheritance gave me the inheritance talisman and a core rune, as well as the inheritance of the Starlight Law, which is of great use to me. The third inheritance, I don't know what it will be. The Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord's method of cultivating successors is somewhat similar to that of the Starry Sky Celestial clan. We are both Heavenly Lords, so we should be acquaintances. The roar of wild beasts came from the dense forest, and the ground began to shake. The Skeleton God General encountered the enemy, and the two sides started fighting. Lin Moyu came to the fighting site in 2 or 3 steps. When he arrived, the battle was over. In the dense forest, a big tree has fallen, and there are 2 wild beasts beside the big tree. Whether it is a big tree or a wild beast, they are all transformed by runes and belong to the rune beasts, plant-type rune beasts. They did not turn into runes immediately after death, but it took a minute for them to turn into runes and dissipate. Then another Skeleton God General encountered the enemy, and the battle started suddenly and ended quickly. There are a lot of rune beasts in the dense forest, and the battles are ongoing. Lin Moyu was thinking about the specific rules of Mu Mystic Realm. The Mu Mystic Realm is extremely special and can accommodate thousands of people at the same difficulty level. And these thousands of people all have the opportunity to meet each other. However, the encounter is not something you can encounter at the beginning, but you need to deal with your own great god first. In Lin Moyu's understanding, the entire secret realm is divided into countless independent areas on the same difficulty level. Everyone who just comes in is in their own area. At that time, they will not meet each other. Then they need to find the wood god flower in their own block. After killing the rune beast guarding the wood god flower and getting the wood god flower, you can lead to another area. At that time, you may meet other practitioners. In the same area, there are several sleeping god flowers depending on how many people there are. Similarly, as the number of people increases, the difficulty will also increase. When 2 people meet, the difficulty will increase approximately 3 times, and both parties need to cooperate to have a higher probability of passing. The disadvantage is the increased difficulty, but the advantage is that the level of the Great God Flower will increase. There was once a low-level area where 4 people met together, and the difficulty increased 6 to 7 times. There are also 4 wood god flowers, but the level of each wood god flower has reached the middle level. Fortunately, there is no danger in this secret realm. If you find yourself defeated, you can leave by using the escape talisman. The current highest record in the secret realm, in the low-level difficulty, is a 3rd-level god who obtained 5 low-level wooden gods. In the intermediate difficulty, there is a 6th-level god who obtains 4 intermediate-level wooden flowers. In the high-level difficulty, a peak god obtained 4 high-level divine flowers. According to the information left by the Holy Talisman Tianzuan, if Lin Moyu wants to obtain the inheritance, he needs to clear the level 10 times in a row, and 10 times in high-level difficulty, and obtain 10 high-level wooden flowers. Advertisement. But Lin Moyu is currently at the 2nd level of the Divine Lord, and he has entered the low-level difficulty. There are also corresponding rules for the Holy Talisman Tianzuan. Lin Moyu can first obtain 10 low-level wood god's flowers, and then he can overcome the difficulty and enter the intermediate level. Then get 10 more mid-level wood god flowers to be able to enter the high level. Lin Moyu thought about all the details and said to himself, as expected of a talisman master, what he thinks about is complicated. Are you trying to highlight yourself by making the secret realm so complicated? Lin Moyu was a little speechless with Xingfu Tianzuan, but the rules were like this, so he could only abide by them. If you have the opportunity to meet the Holy Talisman Goddess in the future, you must ask carefully, is this fun? Of course, the premise is that Holy Talisman Tianzuan is still alive and has not been blocked. The secret realm is very large, each area is very large, with a diameter of more than 100,000 kilometers. The wood god flower itself is extremely small. It is said that it is only the size of a fist. If it is buried in the grass, it is easily missed. Looking for the wood god flower in the secret realm is like looking for a needle in a haystack. Even if it is a god, it will take a lot of time. The skeleton god general searched for a while and reached the edge of the secret realm, but did not find it. Lin Moyu ordered them to conduct a carpet search. Lin Moyu thought about whether to use explosive luck and choose any direction, but after thinking about it, he gave up. If possible, he didn't want to rely too much on explosive luck. The runes all have their own laws of operation. Even the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord cannot completely violate the laws. His rules can change the rules to a certain extent, but here, there is no need to do so. The rules of runes. Lin Moyu thought for a moment and discovered something unusual. After the talisman beasts died, their bodies seemed to be pointing in the same direction. Whether it is a plant-type rune beast or an animal-type rune beast, as long as they are killed, they all point in the same direction. Advertisement. Lin Moyu immediately knew where he should go. The skeleton god will be one step faster than him, moving in the direction pointed by the corpse. I encountered many rune beasts on the way. After traveling tens of thousands of kilometers, the direction pointed by a rune beast after its death suddenly changed and turned into the opposite direction. Going too far. Lin Moyu immediately realized that he had gone too far and started to turn back again. At the same time, the skeleton god will find and kill the rune beast nearby, and draw a straight line in his mind based on the direction the rune beast pointed after it died. Where the straight lines intersect is where the wood god flower is located. It was a boulder half a meter high, surrounded by grass. Under the boulder, there is a depression without a starting point, and the wood god flower is inside. Only half a hand high, the small Kikumu sacred flower was hidden under a stone and blocked by grass. It was normal for the skeleton god general not to notice it. Lin Moyu reached out and picked the wood god flower. As for its guardian talisman beast, it had just been killed by the skeleton god general. Lin Moyu couldn't tell which one it was. Anyway, he fought all the way here, killing everyone he saw, and didn't bother to care who was who. The wood god flower has only 3 petals, which are all white and exude a light fragrance, which smells very good. Just smelling the fragrance of flowers makes Lin Moyu feel comfortable in his soul. But Lin Moyu felt strange again. This wood god flower seemed to have been seen somewhere before, and it looked very familiar. Suddenly he thought that he had seen it somewhere, in his own soul world. On the branches of the world tree, spiritual flowers are budding, and the wood god flowers are exactly the same as the spiritual flowers. How could this happen? Lin Moyu was surprised and a little confused. He knew that the origin of the wood god flower must have been created by the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord. Advertisement. Even Tianzuan can create life, and it is normal to create some flowers and plants. But why are the wood god flower and the spirit flower exactly the same? Is it a coincidence? Lin Moyu couldn't figure it out for a while. It is estimated that only the Holy Talisman Tianzuan can answer this kind of question. He put away the wood god flower and quieted Wang Miao. Where the wood god flower was originally planted, a stream of light flew out, forming a portal in the sky. Lin Moyu enters the portal directly and heads to another area. He can move here without any scruples, and he won't run into anyone else anyway. With this first experience, Lin Moyu then became familiar with searching for Mashinyua. You don't even need the skeleton god to explore the map everywhere, you just need to kill the rune beasts and move forward in the direction pointed by the rune beasts. In the primary secret realm, the strength of the talisman beast is no better than that of the gods of the 1st to 3rd levels. For Lin Moyu, it is a one-sided crushing. The skeleton god general can kill dozens or hundreds with just one strike. Soon, the second flower, the third flower. Land. One after another, the wood god flower was found, and the so-called guardian talisman beast, which was a little stronger than the ordinary talisman beast, was still killed by the skeleton god general. In just half a day, Lin Moyu had collected 10 wooden flowers. However, after receiving the 10 wood god flowers, there was no movement at all. The secret realm was peaceful and quiet, and there was no entrance to the next area. Didn't you say that Tian Duo Shenhua can overcome the difficulty? Lin Moyu was a little strange. After thinking about it, he took out all 10 wood god flowers. 10 wood god flowers automatically float in the air, exuding a refreshing floral fragrance. The fragrance of the flowers gradually became stronger as one, and the 10 wood god flowers began to move closer to each other with the fragrance as a link. Lin Moyu suddenly realized, so that's it, Holy Talisman Tianzuan has so many tricks. 10 wood god flowers merged together and turned into a brand new wood god flower. The size has expanded by about 50% compared to before, and the petals have changed from 3 to 6. The color also becomes more crystal clear and full of texture. The 6 petals represent that it has transformed from a low-level wood god flower into a mid-level wood god flower, and its effect has become stronger. Lin Moyu felt more and more similar to the spiritual flower on the world tree. There are countless spiritual flowers on the world tree, and among them there are several spiritual flowers that grow slightly faster, and the prototypes can already be seen, and they are indeed almost the same as the wood god flower. After the wood god flowers merged, the fragrance of the flowers became stronger, and then a ray of light shot out from the flowers. A portal appeared in the sky. The portal was transparent, showing another world. Lin Moyu flew into the portal holding the wood god flower, crossing the difficulty level and entering the intermediate difficulty level. Since the emergence of Mumistic Realm, no one has ever accomplished the feat of crossing the difficulty level. As the level of cultivation increases, it becomes more and more difficult to fight across levels. It is difficult for some gods who have reached the 3rd level to challenge the 4th level gods, let alone fight against the 5th level gods. Lin Moyu is an outlier among outliers. When the 10th wood god flower is obtained, the strength of the rune beast has been increased to the 5th level of the god. Moreover, there were so many rune beasts in that area that it was difficult for ordinary gods to move forward. Therefore, it is almost impossible to obtain 10 wood god flowers. From this point of view, Holy Talisman Tianzuan has extremely high requirements for his inheritors, and ordinary people are simply not in his eyes. The picture in front of me changes, and the sound of rushing water reaches my ears. Lin Moyu saw a waterfall. The waterfall was more than 10,000 meters high. It was very spectacular. The turbulent water flowed down from the air and caused thousands of waves. Lin Moyu looked along the water flow. The water branched not far away, split into 3, and flowed to different areas. There are high mountains on both sides, which seem to connect heaven and earth without end. This is a canyon. Lin Moyu looked at the surrounding environment and knew that he was in a canyon. Advertisement. The canyon is very large and also densely forested. A skeleton god general flew upwards. After flying 1,000 meters, it hit an invisible high wall and was unable to continue flying upwards. At the top, this secret realm limits the flight height. An altitude of 1,000 meters is not enough to fly above the canyon to view the terrain. Lin Moyu still chose to use local methods and used the skeleton god general to explore the path. I wonder if the way the rune beast guides the way has changed. I think it must have changed. With the temperament of Holy Talisman Tianzuan, the same method will definitely not be used twice. The skeleton god will soon encounter rune beasts. Among the mid-level difficulty rune beasts, the weakest ones are all 4th level gods. If the number is large enough, it can give the gods, a headache. But when they meet Lin Moyu, they can only be considered unlucky. Under the sword of the skeleton god general, the rune beasts were killed one after another. The rune beast after death turned into runes and dissipated in an instant, leaving no body at all. Lin Moyu saw this scene and said to himself, I knew it would be like this. Just as he guessed, the previous method was useless, and he had to find the wood god flower through other methods. Other gods rely on luck, but Lin Moyu is not like that. He knew that there must be a way to quickly locate the wood god flower, and he preferred to find the right method. This process is actually a process that tests your own observation skills. If you look for it by accident and luck, no matter how bad it is, there will be something wrong. Holy Talisman Tianzuan has a weird temper. If he messes up, God knows if there will be some backup plan waiting for him. Lin Moyu felt that since the Holy Talisman Tianzuan made such a setting, there must be a purpose. The skeleton god will open the way ahead, and Lin Moyu walks along the waterway while thinking about the solution. He observed various things around him, such as grass, leaves, and the direction of rocks, all of which were examples of his observation. No similarities can be found in these things. Advertisement. This time, Holy Talisman Tianzuan made the clues more hidden, making them difficult to discover. Soon we came to the fork of the waterway. The waterway was divided into 3, and the canyon was also divided into 3. Lin Moyu now needs to choose one of 3 and enter one of them. The 3 canyons look exactly the same, without any difference. Even if Lin Moyu opens the eyes of the soul, he can't find the difference. Without any clue, I finally chose the one in the middle. The skeleton god general divided his troops into 3 groups and entered 3 canyons respectively. There are many rune beasts in the canyon, and the skeleton god will kill them all the way, and they will soon reach the end. Lin Moyu searched carefully and found nothing. In a blink of an eye, he saw the exit and opened it. The moment he left the canyon disappeared behind him. The sound of rushing water came to his ears, and Lin Moyu found that he was back at the edge of the waterfall, which was exactly the same as the waterfall he had just seen. He actually came back. Lin Moyu found himself back where he was and starting from scratch again. In other words, his previous choice was wrong, so he walked through the canyon and returned to the original place. Do it again. Even the number and location of the talisman beasts did not change at all. It was still the same dish, the same taste, and the experience just now was repeated again. This time, Lin Moyu chose the canyon on the far left. The situation in the canyon is the same as before, without any changes. I quickly crossed the canyon and found no wood god flowers. Lin Moyu appeared in front of the waterfall for the 3rd time and was speechless for a while. Come again. Lin Moyu did not believe in evil and started his 3rd trip to the canyon. Advertisement. In the same position and with the same number, the killed rune beasts appeared again and were killed again. Choose the canyon on the right and cross the canyon for the 3rd time. In the blink of an eye, Lin Moyu appeared in front of the waterfall again, but still did not find Mushinhua. 3 times of traveling ended in failure and they all returned to the original place. Lin Moyu did not move again, but thought about what happened before. 3 attempts to travel without results meant that he made the wrong choice each time. I chose the left, middle, and right options, which means that the correct path is different every time. No matter how many times he travels, the probability of each choice is 1/3. The probability of 1/3 is actually not low. Lin Moyu feels that depending on his luck, if it is really 1/3, he may be right. Being wrong 3 times made Lin Moyu realize that besides luck, there might be some other factors involved. Maybe Holy Talisman Tianzuan has some arrangements. As long as a certain condition is not met, no matter what choice you make, it will be wrong. The more Lin Moyu thought about it, the more it seemed possible. With the eccentric character of Saint Fu Tianzuan, it was not impossible to make such an arrangement. The condition for low-level difficulty is to find the wood god flower from the direction of the rune beast's corpse. The triggering condition should be to kill the rune beast. This condition is actually the same as none, so it can be obtained by luck. The conditions for the intermediate difficulty level are not yet known, but according to the information on the Human Emperor Network, those who obtained the wood god flower spent a lot of time. According to this reasoning, as long as I keep walking through the canyon, as long as the times are enough, or the time is up, I can also get the wood god flower. Time or frequency should also be one of the conditions. Lin Moyu thought about it and felt that it should be time. He travels very fast, and the time it takes for other gods to travel once is enough for him to travel several times. Therefore, the number of times cannot be used as a condition, but time can. But time is not the right condition. Lin Moyu feels that he should find the right method as soon as possible before the time condition is reached. He came to the mouth of the canyon again, looked at the 3 identical entrances, and fell into deep thought. The canyons and waterfalls are new, and the dense forest existed before, so the conditions should be above them. No, in addition to canyons and waterfalls, there is also water, and